what's going on? What's up? Wanted to talk about our current releases with BlaineGo Productions and Backspins. Specifically, my sister's album we did in January, called Talk to the Sky. And we're doing a lot of the stuff we put out digitally. Now we're doing vinyl stuff. So it's something exciting. You know, we're making a lot of new stuff. Recently had the goal to create high leverage volume based function of work, like creating the best, but also creating a lot of it, and then taking those things and looking at how to bring them to life, in ways that are value based as far as monetization, but also as far as how it's reaching, Thought about how Prince, one of his biggest assets and his mindset and how he moved was his understanding of distribution. And Prince's understanding of distribution was based on, unique models that hadn't been done before. He's one of the first people to do bundles. Prince is one of the first people, I think if not the first, who had an MP3 download available on his site. Before iTunes, before Napster, so OG one, before LimeWire, where they're taking the stuff, you had Prince who had direct MP3 downloads on his website. So if you look at things like that, you start to see, so the people that were mavericks in music weren't just mavericks in music. They were creative people who understood that distribution models that favored the artist were accessible and could be created, even if they didn't exist, from their imagination. So that's important to keep in mind. If we're thinking of just Apple Music and just DistroKid or just TuneCore, are we limiting ourselves to how we're releasing our music and how it's being accessed? I think that streaming is great because streaming puts you on this, this big pool, puts you in this big pot where all this other stuff is there and algorithmically can be discovered. But a great engineer in music industry, prominent engineer, one thing he said to me is, hey, I think you should focus on treat Spotify, treat distro like Instagram. You had success in doing volume, had success in creating your own kind of momentum and your own unique model of high volume. And what that's done is leverage you to have the numbers. And what happens is it takes a lot of streams to equal a couple $100, right? But if you have models like Twitch where you have direct monetization plays with artists, then look, now you have the situation where you can monetize directly without having to look at, okay, I did this amount of metric, I did 100,000 streams, so I made, $400, and that's if you own 100%, like you're composing and making the song and in there like me. Sometimes you might not have that opportunity. You might be in there with other people and you have to, split it 2 or 3 ways, at the very best case. So the opportunity now looks at what distribution models exist for our music. How can we bring them to life if they don't exist yet? And what does that look like? And I think right now it looks like a physical product being integrated with the stream, And I think everyone buys a bag of chips. Everyone buys oranges, Everyone buys, products every day. So what if a song is associated with every product and the artist is getting, getting a percentage of that? So look at it like this. Imagine your favorite lemonade. I love Simply Lemonade. It's my favorite lemonade. Shout out Simply Lemonade. But I love Simply Lemonade. So imagine you have a product. Your song is lemonade, soul goes down so smoothly. I love the way she's bittersweet, or something like that. And it's a nice beat and it's a nice feeling. And when someone has an NFC tag on that lemonade or QR code, maybe I'm saying a lot, but basically there's some way where when you purchase that lemonade, you bought that 99-cent download. But it's like, well, what does the brand get? Imagine 1,000 pieces of content are being made every day around that lemonade. You have challenges where you post with the lemonade, you post and you get free incentives or almost like a membership where you get access to new products, you get access to new music, and you get not just more lemonade or more access to like t-shirts and cool lemonade type things, but you get this experience, you become part of this experience And you buying that lemonade as you buying the song, you know you're supporting this artist, but also it's not like you're giving only, you're getting this whole experience, you know? You might get like hella bundles, hella digital bundles. You get the, you know, if you buy a certain amount of lemonades, you get access to be a part of this artist portal. So that's just one example. Imagine somebody, you know, their favorite burger spot, or their favorite vegan spot, they become partner with a certain menu item. Let's like, you know, Kai Cenat at McDonald's, or, you know, those burgers they have like with the artist partner. Why are we waiting to get that level to do those kind of deals? You know, I love Pizza Spinzeria, right? So what that might look like is, hey, I go in there, hey, like, what if we have a Blaine slice? And that slice is, you know, cilantro, you know, white sauce, base sauce, you know, some kind of really light cheese on the top of it, and a tomato layer over that sauce, and, you know, a nice cheese. And it's like a thin crust pizza. And it's a Blaine slice. And they say, okay, well, you want your own pizza, well, what am I getting out of it? And you go, okay, well, I'm going to make 1,000 pieces of content, organic, around that pizza, right? I'm going to make sure that the people are coming in here asking for that slice, you know, and then it becomes where now the physical thing has the leverage of a digital thing, because in real life we still have, it's a sales component that exists for artists that I think we're overlooking and we can really lean into. And we have leverage a lot of times as artists because the eyes are on our stuff. Another thing is, what volume does is volume negates luck, because if you have 1,000 pieces of content, what that does is, even if 10 people saw, you know, most of it, if 10 people saw 1,000 pieces of content, well, now 10,000 people have seen your work and can refer you for opportunities, or can, you know, buy into what you're doing, or can at least pay attention a little bit to what you're doing and create success. So what happens is volume negates luck. Alex Hormozy said that, not me, but I think it's an excellent statement, because you don't want to be depending on a company. You don't want to be depending on opportunity from external sources. You don't want to be depending on, okay, this happened, so now I can do this. If you take charge of your own future, your own life, it doesn't matter how small you start. Even if it's just your friend has a brand, they have a t-shirt, they have a drink, they have a restaurant, and you say, hey, let me do a flavor, you know, let me do a drink flavor, let me do something with you. What that does is open up the door to all the attention that's going on to just be a song that, at the very best case scenario, depending on our distribution model, has a 99-cent download or 100 streams to make $1. Instead of that, now that 100 streams is 100 eyes on a product, and that's not bad. So let's look at it like this. Keep creating. Don't wait till the perfect time to create. Don't wait till the stars align. And don't wait till the stars align at this super big number to do business. Transact now. You know, like, transact where you are. Don't wait on the shit to be, oh, this is the grand level. Now it looks really good, so I think that's when I'll put it out. No one cares about you that much. No one cares about me that much. So they're waiting till now that's great. Yeah, I see this big thing. No. Create now. Harness your gift, your opportunity now. Don't wait for it to be successful. Make success by doing the things you can control. You can't control volume. You can't control your work ethic. You can't control your mindset and your vision towards people you're around. You know, I don't like people around me if they're really not believing in the opportunity. So one thing I like is, if someone believes in the opportunity, the numbers don't always have to make sense. If we're doing a session from scratch for them, or if we're doing whatever, the numbers will be validated by the value. You know what I'm saying? And it's not saying I'm just giving away, because it's not a giveaway. It's an investment in the opportunity that this person's drive and work ethic is a certain level. So we expect people to give us a chance sometimes. Let's make sure we're giving everyone else a chance, and making sure that whatever gift we have, whether you're an artisan, a maker, you know, whether you're a builder, whether you're a producer, don't wait till the transaction happens. Create the value, and then you'll be able to extract more. You know, and it's not about just extraction, but you'll be able to give more. And the more you receive, the more you can give. So value first. We're looking at doing some really exciting things. We've had, I would say, over 50, I got to count them, but almost 100 releases this last couple months, this first quarter. So, you know, now we're looking at, you know, targeting opportunities to monetize the work uniquely, and it's an exciting journey. So just sharing my thoughts, a little bit of my diary on live here. Peace.